Hi everyone, well today is going to be an early March update for you guys before I make the tour video, since a lot of people are interested in knowing what do I have in my current collection. Well, remember the last video I was focusing on my M.mesomelas and I was itching to make a molting video on camera. And I really would have liked to do this on the 29th of February, which is the leap day, which occurs once every 4 years. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because the specimen was in pre-molt until last night. When I woke up this morning, right now it's noon, she molted, so oh well. So I thought I should give you guys an idea with what M.mesomelas looks like, since you don't see very many of these specimens in the hobby, as well as videos on YouTube. Okay, so this was sold to me as a female. I got this from tanglesandwebs.com. Dawn, as I mentioned in my previous video. So I just wanted to show you what these M.mesomelas look like. A very, very unique specimen. These get up to having a 6-inch leg span. And you can see it why it's called the red leg, because it does have red all over the legs, kind of like your B.boehmei's. Okay, so here's the molt. She looks to be around the 3.5 to 4 inch mark. She didn't really grow too much since the last time I've seen her. But anyways, I kept her on moist substrate, give it some nice deep substrate to burrow, and they're all set. You want to keep these a lot cooler than most tarantulas. I keep my room around 73 to 78 degrees, and that's pretty good for this particular one. Alright, so hopefully the specimen's molt is intact, and I'll try to open it up and sex it for you guys. Alright everyone, so I didn't really do a good job trying to spread open the abdomen area. It kind of broke apart when I tried to do it with some meat skewers, but anyways, this is where you should be looking at. As you can see right where my skewers are pointing to, this is where your spermathecae is. So the function of the spermathecae of the female is to store the male sperm so that she can later produce some eggs. So if you see that, you know that your T is a female. Now I don't want to go too close to it, because if I do that, my camera becomes out of focus, and a lot of people are kind of getting to me about the manual focus on this camera. But anyways, I want to show you a larger one. Hopefully it is much more visible. This was my late female Brachypelma B.boehmei. She was in videos of 4 years ago. She passed away around that time, simply because she was a very old specimen. I've had her since 1996, and she was about 28, if I'm not mistaken, very similarly aged to the late Curly Sue. This gives you a testament of how Brachypelmas will live and how long they do, which is amazing. So when you have a much more intact molt, obviously the larger the better, because you can see everything much more clearer than you would see in a 3-inch specimen. So the white pairs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, are your book lungs. You either have the top pair and the bottom pair, or the left and right. So between the top left and the top right, in the middle you will have, if you have it, you will see a spermathecae, which is the flap. So as you can see, it's kind of visible here, but as the specimen gets larger, it becomes much more visible. So this is where it is, and if you see that, then you know that your T is a 100% guaranteed female. If you do not see it, then you know that you are like 80 to 90% guaranteed that you have a male. That's if you really have a bad molt and you really can't see it very well. But if you have a very larger one like this, and if you don't see it, then you know that your specimen is a male. So that's basically how to sex your tarantula by molt, and I always try to do it by molt because ventral, it's not always guaranteed, but it gives you a reasonable prediction. Because I know a lot of people sent me on emails about setting their ventral shots of their T's, and I always tell them, okay, I'm about 75% sure that it could be this. But anyways, that's the most accurate way to sex your T. So it really sucks that I couldn't witness the M.mesomelas molt in action, but at least give you guys another tutorial of how to sex T's by molt. And speaking of which, I had another tarantula that did molt as well. This is Barb. She is my female T.gigas, the orange tree spider. She's a very lively specimen, around 4.5 inches. She's not full grown yet. The T.gigas is the largest member of the T.gigas genus. 4 to 5.5 inches is pretty much the typical size of them. I think maybe I heard they grow up to 6 inches. This is your T.gigas, the orange tree spider, and you can see why it's called that, because of its orange color. I kind of like to call it the arboreal OBT because it has the speed and the temperament to match of that. It's a really nice specimen. If I can show you the ventral, nah, you really can't see it that well. It is female because at that size they would start to brown out in color just like your pokies. As you can see, it's a really nice T. Anyways, that's pretty much about it. Also, I did receive my Chilobrachys frimbiatus, the Indian violet, but I will reserve that for the tour video. So, I'm going to upload this video, charge my camera battery, and you'll see how many species I have in my current collection. All this is empty here, but all the shelves here are full of tarantulas, very few true spiders, some scorpions, and a single centipede somewhere here. Alright everyone, thanks for watching and hope you enjoy it.